Hey y'all, it's Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and I'm just here for the good news, honey. We are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. Yes, indeed. And we have quite a bit of energy to go over for this week. We are going to start with today, Sunday, April 19th, and we will be covering all of the energy from this day all the way through April the 25th, which is Saturday. So let's just dive right on in. We have today the start of Taurus season. Yes, Taurus is all about the sensual side. It's the taste, the touch, the sight, the smell, the sound. It's about all the things that bring us pleasure on so many different levels. But there's a deeper side to the Taurus energy. That's those values, the things that we find value in, the things that help us have an understanding, a deep internal understanding of what our priorities are and where they actually lie in our life. So with the sun moving into the sign of Taurus, we will be illuminating more so about our values. We are going to be standing up more so for our values, asserting what it is that we value, what we truly desire. So whatever that looks like for you, I will briefly go over in a blog of mine about where that is in your chart individually based on your rising sign, so keep a lookout for that. But the sun moving into Taurus, overall, we can most definitely have the energy of aligning our values and asserting our values and standing up for them as well. So also we have the sun in Taurus making a square to Saturn, which is also making a sextile to the North Node. So this energy may bring some challenges, or it could possibly promote something that's going to occur in your life, some type of situation, or it could be something that happens internally where you have an understanding of where you need to align, where you need to make changes, based on whatever that may come. So that way you can move towards your destiny. That's the North Node energy. So something that could arise, something internally or externally could actually happen, and it could really push you to grow towards that destiny North Node energy. Also today, Sunday, we have the moon making a conjunction with Neptune. So the moon is in the sign of Pisces, and that is going to actually increase our psychic abilities. It's going to increase our psychic awareness. We're going to be more sensitive emotionally. We're really going to be able to tap into not only our senses with the sun being in Taurus, but also our senses are going to be heightened on an emotional sense because the Neptune energy is there. So with the North Node making this in conjunction to Saturn, that is going to show us where an adjustment is needed in regards to achieving our destiny. What do we need to align to? What do we need to implement in our lives? What parts of ourselves do we need to integrate in order to lead more towards our destiny, the things that we truly desire, our purpose in life? Is going to show us our direction, not only just within our individual self, but in society as well. It's going to be illuminating that. Where do we need to go? Where is it, or what is it that we need to do, or what is it that we need to integrate in order to have a place in society based on what that looks like for you as an individual? So also with it being a sextile to Saturn, and Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius, this could bring new inventive and new innovative ways of doing this. Something that deals with the social connection, but Saturn is also limiting our social interaction. So it could be a way that you are implementing this destiny by way of technology, some type of new innovative way. So keep that in mind. Also, we have Mars in the sign of Aquarius making a trine to Venus in Gemini. So Mars and Venus are both in relating and sociable signs, air signs. So this is going to have an increased feeling for our our social interactions. Our love language will be heightened. We are going to want to be more sociable. It's a beautiful time to speak and connect with people, but at this time we are limited in how we do so. So we're going to be using that Aquarian energy, that Mars and Aquarius energy, to find new ways to actually connect with people. How are we connecting? What is it that we can do, or what is it that we can change? Where can we create something new that hasn't been done to connect with others, right? And then also today, it's a lot of energy for Sunday, by the way. We have Jupiter making a conjunction with Pluto, as it has been since April 4th, and that energy is still present. So what that is doing is just really helping us to understand what needs to go and what needs to expand, right? This could bring a lot of benevolence, but it also can take a lot of things away that no longer work, so that way you can invite the benevolence, right? You can invite something new. The abundance can come into your life. So also with that energy being present there, and it will be here all the way for the remainder of this year and ongoing, but it's making this conjunction, and it will come again exact on June 30th. So right now it's not in an exact conjunction, but it is still there. The energy will be present for the remainder of this year. So Mercury in Aries now is making a sextile to Venus in Gemini. Okay, so this is harmony. This is balance in your relationships, in your communication, in your thought process. So this is how you think and how you feel in regards to the way you express yourself, how you process those thoughts, the values that you have. How are you processing those? How are you relating to your values? How are others in your life relating to those values? How is it that the people you're connecting with relating to what it is that you truly value? And how are you processing that thought? How are you actually taking in that download? How are you applying that to your life? So this is a great time to resolve conflict in relationships, if there are any present, and also to balance out and bring harmony to already present relationships. So also with Mercury in the sign of Aries making a sextile to Mars, that energy is helping that as well. So this is that charismatic, sociable energy that's bringing passion and purpose to our relationships. How are we relating? How do we want to relate? How do we want to change how we're relating to others in our relationships? And it doesn't necessarily have to be just with intimate relationships. It could be all of your relationships, your business partnerships, as well as your friendships, platonic or non. So just have an understanding of increased courage to actually state and assert your values. So that is the energy that we are working with today, just today on Sunday. It's insane. So also moving into tomorrow, Monday, 420, we have the moon moving into the sign of Aries. So we are going to be feeling passionate on a really deep level, because the moon is also going to be conjunct Chiron as well. And that's going to be illuminating the wounds that we have in regards to our identity, our self-identity, how we identify with others, as well as how we identify to the world and how the world actually sees us. So healing those wounds, illuminating those wounds, and allowing this energy to show us where it is that we still need some healing in regards to how we see ourselves and how we're projecting that image. So on to Tuesday, we have the moon is still going to be conjunct Mercury in Aries, and that is going to give us downloads, quick downloads, to have quick understanding, to process our thoughts, to also have an understanding of our emotions. So that is the heart and the mind being on one accord, being in complete harmony and balance. So being able to have like a unified thought with your emotion, being able to have an understanding of why it is that you're feeling what it is that you're feeling, why these wounds, because as I mentioned, the moon is going to be also there with Chiron in Aries. So these identity wounds that we have, we're going to have not only a logical understanding of it and process the thought surrounding it, but we're also going to have an emotional response to it and be able to have the feelings come to surface and have an understanding as to why these feelings are present. Not only will you have an understanding as to why the feelings are present, but you will also have the ability to resolve and move beyond and heal these wounds that we have in regards to our identity, as well as how people see us, our perception of others, our perception of ourselves, our perception of the world. Because Aries is the ruler of the first house. The first house is the house of the self. And it's not just about yourself, your appearance, but also how do you see the world? How does the world see you? So keep that in mind. We also have that energy that has been present since today, Sunday, with Mercury and Venus and Mars in the sextile, that's helping us to find resolve as well. So this is all really great energy to work through anything that could be lingering, any issues with yourself, anything that you're not quite having a full understanding on. The energy is here presently to help us navigate and move through it. And being quarantined and being, a lot of us are really we're really socially distanced. It is giving us a lot of time to sit with ourselves and really process what's going on an internal level. So we are really going inward, and being that it is Taurus season, it is the time to actually sit. It's the time to wait back, not do so much action, but more so receive, attract and be open to receive. So also on Tuesday, we have the North Node and the South Node. They will be moving into 0 degrees. So 0 is the number of creation. So the North Node is our destiny. The South Node is the karmic release of that, the things that no longer work. So we are going to have this creating energy of having just like this clean slate, this open slate of moving into our destiny, moving into our purpose. The North Node and the South Node are the lunar nodes. So they are the nodes of the moon. So we're going to be able to see things much more clearly, seeing our destiny much more clearly, feeling it on an internal level, intuitively being able to see it clear, what it is that we need to do, where it is that we're truly going in the future, having a better idea and a better understanding of that as well. And then also being able to release what does not work for us, releasing the past, releasing the old ways of doing things, the old ways of being, having an understanding of what is gone and what is coming into the new. So also we have the moon conjunct Mercury, and that is going to be sextiling Mars in Aquarius. So and that is also sextiling Venus. So as I mentioned, that is healing through relationships, having an understanding, being able to release, being able to find that balance. So Wednesday, we have the new moon. Yes, we have a new moon in the sign of Taurus at 3 degrees. So this to me says the Tower card, right? So anything that is not in alignment with your values will be removed. It will be pushed out the way, because we have all this energy that's working with us at the beginning of the week before we reach Wednesday, and it's going to actually help us see what it is that needs to be released. So that way, when it's time for this new moon and we're setting our intentions for the new cycle that's coming, we're going to be able to see clearly what intentions we need to begin to set. And the reason why I say it's the Tower card energy, because this new moon is going to be conjunct Uranus and squaring Saturn. Okay, so Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, so it's going to be conjunct. It's going to be together with that planet, but that energy is going to be making a square. It's going to be squaring off with Saturn in Aquarius, and this is going to be illuminating our values and bringing unexpected change on an internal and external way, to show where our foundations need more stability. How are we going to build these connections that we need to have in order to build the life that we want, to create and manifest the life that we are trying to move into with this North Node energy? Keep in mind that the North Node is going to be at 0 degrees at this time. We only have about 3 to 4 more weeks before the North Node moves into the sign of Gemini. So things are going to start shifting from the home and work life balance. Now we are going to see where home and work life has not been in balance, what we have already released, what we are moving into. That's the North Node in Cancer and the South Node in Capricorn. And now we're moving into the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius. So that's really, really going to be highlighting small business. That's going to be highlighting short distance travel, short trips, your neighbors, your siblings. So it's going to be a lot more of this work from home. It's a lot of energy that can really come present when the North Node starts moving into the sign of Gemini. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll get into that on another video because that one is a little bit more detailed. So moving on, we have Thursday and Friday. So around the end of the week, we have the moon is going to be squaring Mars. So that can bring a little bit of aggression, a little bit of agitation in regards to your money values and partnerships and things of that nature. Then we have the moon making a trine to Pluto and Jupiter conjunction that's happening. So we're going to really be feeling what it is that needs to be released. We're going to be feeling abundant as well. And then at the end of the week, we have the moon moving into Gemini. We have Chiron sextiling the moon. Then we have the sun making a conjunction to Uranus. So the sun is going to be there bringing some type of unexpected change in regards to our values. It could be our money, it could be our business, it could be any of those Venusian things, relationships as well. And then we have Pluto retrograding on Saturday evening. So this is going to bring more spiritual evolution, really deep internal insight. And I'm going to talk more about that in another video or possibly a blog later on this week. So just keep in tune with that. But this is Galactic Gossip for the week of 4/19 through 4/25 Saturday. So I hope this has been helpful for you all. Just really quick announcements. We are now in Taurus season. So all of the solar return readings for Taurus are 20% off. And go ahead and book with your girl. Y'all know where to find me. The link is in the bio. You can find me there. You can go on my Instagram. I have all of my social media platforms listed in my information. So y'all just reach out if y'all are looking for how this energy for the Taurus season is going to affect you, whether it's for your birthday season or if you just want to know where the sun in Taurus is moving into your chart and what your focus will be for this Taurus season. So I hope this has been helpful for you all. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share the video. And y'all have a wonderful week.